and followers. So in the last video, we installed QRadar on the VMware ESXi from an OVA file. So now we want to get the QRadar set up and working. So first you want to find the IP address of the VM, which is made from the OVA file. So here I have the QRadar VM, which was created, and I'm going to double click now on the screen here, and you'll see there's a login. So I've already logged in and changed the root password in this thing, but you log in here as root, and I'll put in the password that I changed it to. You're logged in. Now you can get the IP address, and we find that the IP address now is going to be this 192.168.1.214, which you can see there on the screen. So I've already SSH to that, but I can show you that again. So let's SSH as root right here to that IP address. And that's how you can log on to this thing. Put the same password in. We're on as root. Now let's do a directory here and take a look at what we see. Let's make the screen a little bigger here for you. I'll do a plus here. All right, so let's do a look here. You just run the setup file here as root, and that will set up your QRadar. This does take a lot of time. All right, let's accept the terms and go from there. It's got a big old licensing thing here. Just go to the bottom of it. And accept. Okay, let's do that. This is community 7.3.3. And it installs it. This is all Tomcat based. Looks like they got lots of Perl in here, so this is old stuff. But it works. And it works effectively. It could stand a rewrite, but it's making money the way it is, so let it go. So it looks like right now they're actually just installing patches onto CentOS 7 from a CentOS repo somewhere, which is fine. This looks like standard patching or standard updates for an old version of CentOS 7. Looks like it's installed it, cleaning it up. I hope this doesn't goof up my connection here, as I am running that to contact this thing. If that's the case, well, no, we're still alive. So I'm thinking, okay, there it goes. ETH tool looks like it's something which would look at Ethernet packets. It looks like this is probably part of the product now. part of QRadar. Yep, there goes Tomcat. So this is all QRadar stuff. They do a good job of it. It all comes down from the server. And it's all Java based. There's all jars. When you see Tomcat, you'll know it's Java based. Can I help you? Good, how are you? Yes, that's right. I'm preparing for it. So you said, okay, so you told me I had to know QRadar. What else do I need to know? Okay. If this thing goes through, then am I going to work with this one guy, or is there more people? How does it work? Is there going to be more interviews, or is this the last interview? Okay, but what kind of technical round are they going to do? What kind of tech will they discuss? Okay, and how many people have made it in the second round and they've failed? Okay, okay, okay. Well, all we can do is try our best, so that's what I'll do. Okay, thanks a lot, and thanks for the call. Bye-bye now. Well, so you may be wondering why I'm studying QRadar. Now you know. There's an interview for me in a matter of hours. It's now 10:08 a.m. and interview's at 11:30. It looks like I talked to one guy who's a gatekeeper, I guess, and then I move on to a technical interview. It's really hard to get specifics out of these recruiters, this one. You need to ask the right questions. Looks like two people got rejected. One didn't know enough, I guess, about development, and the other one didn't take the job. He probably got a better offer. Hard to say. Anyway, I wanted to have this thing up and running. So if they ask me about it, do I have recent experience? I can say, yeah, it's pretty recent. And if they want proof, putting up a YouTube video is the proof. I did QRadar in my old company, but that job is gone and I don't have access to prove I did it. All my access got revoked. When you leave a job or get laid off, they revoke all your access and they take your computer back. So you have really no way of showing anybody what you did unless you install things at home on your home servers and make a demo. So what I do is I demo what I know on YouTube. I've been doing that with the amateur radios, and I probably should have a separate channel for my professional DevOps stuff, but I don't, so I just jam it onto here, onto my Movie Studio Land channel. So for my amateur radio friends, I'm sorry, this is pretty boring. You probably want to skip it. So this was noted to take about half an hour. It's taken some time to install this thing. Interesting. So there's only adapters for the various equipment that this thing will monitor. Looks like it's putting in perhaps the web components now. Oh, there's the database coming up. The cool thing is, it looks like they're pulling the stuff down from the net, but I'm not sure. Or else they're using a local repo. I don't know what they're doing really. But it's pretty cool. Well, in Las Vegas, it's still hot here. While I'm waiting, I guess I can talk about other things. Boy, it's making the database now. Lots of tables. Wow. A lot of tables in there. Replicating it, which is a good idea. I'm not sure where they're replicating it to, but Fusion. It looks like today Las Vegas is going to go to 101. We got 4 days of 101. And on Friday, we're going to go down to 95. Geez, so the first weather that we're going to go below 90 is going to be in about a week. Only for a day or two. But hopefully the bad weather is going to be gone. Too hot. Yeah, the good thing is recruiters will remind you about a interview, which the good ones do that. And the really good ones will give you a post-mortem of the interview process and be honest with you, which this guy was, and I appreciate that. Okay, so they were running Tomcat, and these are the processes you need to run this thing. So it looks like they had them up. They'll probably reboot restart them or not. Let's see what happens here. Looks like my interview is in 1 hour and 15 minutes. It would be nice to have this thing running. I was going to work on it over the weekend, but I didn't. I was fixing the Henry amplifier, which I wanted to finish. Actually, I didn't know until Sunday that they would even ask me about QRadar, so I kept emailing the recruiter on the weekend about the interview schedule, and I asked him what they're going to ask me, and he told me QRadar, so I thought, okay, we could at least try to install this thing. So there's a key there. I wonder if I need that key or not, if I should save it. Sometimes you gotta keep the stuff in there. All right, so what are we doing here? Looks like my interface timed out for VMware. Save that in case you need it. So it looks like this thing is still working away here. It's putting in the templates now. At any rate, it's advantageous for me to have some demos for this at home instead of having them at Kyndryl or IBM. So that's my goal. So Kyndryl took over IBM's managed services, and we had lots of this stuff running already at Kyndryl, which was part of IBM. So that's how I know QRadar and want to get it running here at home. I've had this VMware server set up for a few years now because I used it when I worked at NVIDIA for doing cloud. Well, what was it? It was storage work actually with NetApp filers. So if I get lots of India interviewers, they're going to be asking lots of memorization questions. I always fail those. I don't memorize, I use Google, which I guess in a way is cheating, but that's how it is. If you have Google now with enhanced AI, you don't need to memorize. You need to memorize when you're offline, I suppose, and enough to be able to get your job done and stay out of trouble. You more need to memorize what you shouldn't be doing, at least with IT. So it looks like the major players like Google are now testing their AI solutions with their general Google search page, which is pretty interesting. I guess people like DuckDuckGo that are trying to provide a search experience are going to need to up their game. I think DuckDuckGo basically says we will not sell your information. That's maybe their soup du jour, but what you really want to do is find what you are looking for. So Google and Bing are Microsoft are now in a nice head-to-head heat. So I wonder if Russia's Yandex will do the same thing. And Yahoo is always kind of behind the times. Well, this does take a while. Apologies. I'm now about an hour out from my interview. I'm just talking to one fellow, so I hope it's not going to be too brutal. I should probably wash my hair and put on a nice shirt. There goes the phone. Can I help you?
Yes, I'm looking for Jeff.
Go ahead.
Jeffrey Paul.
Go ahead.
Hey, this is Mark Satter from Management Consulting. I'm just calling about the interview for later today.
Yeah, I appreciate it. What can I tell you about it?
No, nothing. I just wanted to touch base with you. I know Samir pretty well. I'm the account manager, and I just wanted to touch base real quick, make sure you had all the information.
Yeah. So I've gotten a little bit of info. I guess they want me to know some QRadar. And what else do you think they might know? What I've gathered today from talking with him was that they had two candidates and those guys got rejected at round 2. So yeah, if you can fill me in on that, it would be useful.
Yeah. So the key here is the Cloud Pack for security. They're setting it up in a security operations center, right? They're setting up a security operations center for the state of New York. So it's going to be, um, you know, optimization, upgrades, monitoring, troubleshooting, really supporting, Cloud Pack for security. Also, he's interested in someone that can do some scripting for like automated test scripts and stuff like that.
Okay, that gives me a little more. Yeah.
Yeah, Python, Perl, Shell, anything like that, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, the key, like one of the other guys that we had in there, he was doing a lot of testing. He was more like Cloud Pack for security, but a lot of QA type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they really need someone. They really need someone who can handle this like in a securities operations center. Right? Like that's what.
Right, right. Okay, and do they have all the connectors figured out? Do they actually have what they want to monitor for threats actually all enabled yet, or have they not gotten there yet?
That's a really good question for Samir.
Okay, okay. Now.
Like you, I was gonna say you asking like all those questions just will show him
Okay,
that like the environment
okay.
and right.
Well,
I do know from.
yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. I came from IBM and um, Kyndryl, so managed services, and we did this stuff there. And then, of course, Kyndryl, broke off from IBM. So, but they ran all this stuff. So I have a familiarity with the enterprise, more like the need and kind of how to, what to monitor for this stuff. So that's interesting. And of course, when I separated from Kyndryl and got laid off, I lost all my access. So I had demos set up there, but I've lost my access. So what I've been doing to prepare for this interview has been to replicate my knowledge at Kyndryl, and I'm installing the stuff at home to try and get demos going for you guys.
Right.
Yep.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, I do know. Like, I have another guy who's on the project. He's a QRadar guy, and he's like, it's a mess. Like, there's a lot of problems, right?
Okay.
Fix
Okay.
and configuration and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So,
Now, if you have him, why do they want somebody else? Is he not a scripter guy, or why do they want another body in there?
yeah, well, he wants somebody who really knows about cybersecurity because they're going to have a lot of work in that area.
Okay.
So he wants someone to really just focus on that, right?
Okay. Okay. So the QRadar guy really focuses on QRadar, but the Cloud Pack
Correct.
basically has about four other components in it. So that's probably what they want is this whole smattering. And yeah, I came from that environment because we were using Cloud Pack at Kyndryl for the managed services. So that was part of what we did was we had to debug and keep the stuff going. So maybe that'll be helpful. So is this guy a really hard interviewer, or is he harsh, or how am I going to get through
No,
this?
no, not at all. Samir, so it'll be very conversational.
Okay.
He'll probably ask you, tell me about what you've been doing in Cloud Pack. What did you do in your last role? And, just as you know, it's, you want to focus on the things that you know them well as it pertains to, setting up, Cloud Pack,
Okay.
installing it, monitoring it, optimizing it, things like that. Right?
Do they have it running? So I guess they have it running in a limited fashion at State of New York.
Yeah, they definitely have it up and running, but I don't know to what extent they're using like all the components, right?
Right.
What they're doing. The reason they brought in ProTech and Deloitte, so Deloitte's like the lead supplier, right? And ProTech, and my company and ProTech, we're partnering with Deloitte on this.
Oh, okay. Now is ProTech like a one man? Is it a one man band, or how big is it?
No, they're big. They're about $50 million a year. The owner is a woman. She used to work at she has a background like from HP
Okay.
and different places. Basically, a very senior sales executive,
Mm-hmm.
and she's focused on the government agencies.
Nice.
She has now, her business is woman owned, and when you're doing business with the government, they really love. They
Right.
have to by law they have to give a certain amount of projects
Okay.
to minority-owned businesses. So Deloitte teams, like she knows a lot of people at Deloitte, so it's like kind of like her contacts are great, but she needed a vehicle to go through into the state agencies. Deloitte's on that.
Okay. And can you tell me about the second interview? I heard there's three people on the panel. Can we explore what those people were like and how that part
Yeah,
goes?
that would be that'll be the next step.
Okay.
That's a pretty technical interview. One of the guys is my guy Josh.
Got it. Okay.
But it's the same type of thing. It's very, they might ask some scenario-based questions, but it's really conversational. Like, what have you done with this? What have you done with that? How would you handle this? How would you handle that?
Okay.
What are some challenges? Things like that, right? So it's even with Samir, it'll be very conversational.
All right.
Tell me about what you did. Based on the things you tell him, he'll do a little bit deeper dive and ask questions.
Okay. Well, that sounds great. I better review a bit with the whole Cloud Pack because we basically focused on, at least at Kyndryl, we had probably three parts of it. We didn't use the whole thing. So I guess I better look at the whole thing again.
Yeah, yeah. And like I said, like I always tell people, like what know really well, and then the components that you haven't worked with. Hey, I've got knowledge in that area. I'm familiar with it. I know what it does, but I haven't worked with it.
Okay.
Or I haven't worked with that, but we use this tool instead of that tool.
Right, right. Okay, yeah, I was looking at the stuff over the weekend, and I was surprised they didn't use really Splunk and Elk Stack. In lieu of QRadar. QRadar is kind of an older technology. It's all Java based. It works well, but it's very limited in its scope of what it detects. What it does it very well. But if you try and make it go out of its design pattern, it's a little a little difficult. So
Yeah, I think a lot of times, someone makes a decision at a very high level to choose a certain piece of software.
yeah.
Nobody ever got fired because of that.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So are you calling from are you calling from Albany? I'm looking at the 917.
No, I'm actually up in that area right now, but I live in northern New Jersey.
Okay,
But
got it, got it, got it. So
above all,
are you allowed to identify what part of New York State this thing is? Like, is it motor vehicles, or do we know what part it is?
oh yeah. So they've got two. One is the state of New York, right? They're setting up a security operations center for all the state of New York agencies, right?
Okay.
The other project is for the MTA, and that's for mass transit in Manhattan, right?
Oh,
So
interesting, interesting, interesting. Okay.
yep, yep,
Yep.
yep.
You don't want that thing
So it's
hacked.
pretty cool.
So that's probably going to
No,
cover the
but like
subway.
Samir, like this role is 100% remote. Like you'll never have to go into an office or anything like that. But like Samir does travel up to Albany because that's where like the main security operations center is. So he
Right.
travels up to Albany quite a bit for meetings and stuff
Is
like
is
that.
is he in those
You know,
is he like in those eggshell buildings at all? They got some pretty cool buildings up there.
he might, yeah, he might be. I'm not sure what building. They probably are. I don't know if the state agencies are in that building, but
Yeah,
that's cool.
yeah,
That's a cool location.
yeah. I lived in New York State for probably, I don't know, almost 8 years. So
Oh,
I
whereabouts?
I lived in Rochester. So yeah, I lived in
Okay,
Rochester,
so
and
you're out a little further.
I drove through Albany many many times. So yeah, and
Yep, yep.
I yeah.
Coming
So
out on Route 90 to 87, right?
yeah, yeah, no, yeah, yeah. Make the turn, pay the toll.
Yeah,
Now
that's right. Exactly.
now it's all RFID based. So or maybe it's license plates. Have they gone from toll tag to license plates now, or how are they doing it?
No, they're doing both. Like if you don't have a tag, then they'll snap a picture of your license
Okay,
plate.
so they got the big camera towers installed. I've not been on the Thruway.
Yeah,
I've not been on the Thruway since probably 2004, so I don't know any Thruway
yeah.
stuff
There's
anymore.
no more. They've gotten rid of all the toll booths at every
Oh man, those things were horrible.
yeah, waiting to get off, right? Everyone with their change.
Yeah, exactly. It would really get kind of jammed up. So I'm really glad. And the funny thing about New York State was the Thruway got really crazy during the holidays, and there are people like maybe they lived in Manhattan and they were going to visit Aunt Betsy, in Albany, and they really shouldn't even be on the road because they drive like once a year, and it was scary.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's for sure.
Anyway, yeah, I better get back on focus here. So it sounds great. Um, I guess I can just see how it goes and go from there. Hopefully, I'll
Yeah,
get
we'll
through
see how
this
it
thing.
goes. Yeah, it'll be about a half hour with Samir, and then we'll chat afterwards, and then
Okay,
if
okay, sounds
if
great. So yeah, give me
yeah,
a jingle after that. Ring me up after that, and we'll go from there. I'll let you know what happened.
sounds great, Jeffrey. Appreciate it, man. Good luck. Talk to you
Okay,
later.
thanks, my friend. Thanks for the call. Bye
You
now.
bet. You bet. Take care. Bye.
All right, so now you know more about my interview, and now I know more too. So that's the story. Well, this is more like just workflow stuff. So this would all be stuff that's just analyzing database stuff maybe collected by QRadar, which isn't real useful. So we used to use Nessius, which might be a little more insightful. How are we doing here with our install? Looks like we're getting close to being done here, maybe. Tomcat's up. So we can log in pretty soon. Port 84444, I think 8444. Just wondering if my ESXi host is really slow. I have it running on an SSD, so there's no hard drive, but it seems like it's awful slow for installing QRadar anyway. All right, let's connect to the interface and do it. Enter to complete. And a new admin password. Put in my usual password, come on. Please enter the new admin password. Come on. I suppose it worked. It's taken a while. That usually means it worked. All right, so are we up and running? Is Tomcat running? Let's see what is running on this thing. If any Tomcat's running here. Sys something mon. Oh yeah, there it is. So yeah, you want to see Catalina running and all this stuff. That's Tomcat. So that means we're up. Happy days. And there's the QRadar running. Fusion VM's running. QRadar. Java. What's this thing? Application. Wow. All the jars are pulled in. Let's see if we can log into this guy. Let's try that. Do I remember the IP address of the thing? No, I don't. Do I know the IP address of it? I can just go like this. 214. One 168.1.214. 2148. Nope, that's not it. I may not know the port of it. Okay, that looks better. Okay, there we are. Can I go on as admin here? And the password. Will that work? It looks like it's working. Yeah, it is. Son of a gun. I got stuff here at home running now and it had to work. Okay, go ahead. Well, at any rate, that's how to get QRadar running at home. The community edition. So that concludes my install of it. And now it's time to configure it. And this application will build as I run it. So you'll note that when I come through here a second time, it'll be faster. That's how it works. Now I got to put in assets to monitor to really give us a good demo. There's something nice. Okay, that's old stuff. That shows you how old this application is, though. I mean, look at that, 2014. We have stuff in there that old. These reports were made, so it's a pretty old application. Can I update this thing? Let's see. Okay. I'm not sure if there's any updates. If it's looking over network, I don't know. Let's do a check. Nothing new there. All right, well, this concludes my little demo. And I'm going to get off the video now and wish you a great day. Thanks for watching. And now you know a little bit about the underbelly of getting a security interview. Thanks. Have a great day.